Hey there you guys, welcome back to the Doug and Racecraft YouTube channel. On this episode, I take you around my brand new 2023 F-150. Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. So, as the title may suggest, I have bought a brand new 2023 Ford F-150. In this video, we'll go over a few things. Pricing on what a rig like this costs compared to previous model years, how I spec'd this one, a couple of the upgrades over the previous generation, a couple 2023 specific features. But without further ado, let's just get right into it. So the color, Avalanche Gray. This originally was a Ford Performance colors on the Raptors and GT350s back in 2016 and I believe 2017 as well. For those of you that have watched the channel, you know that my Mustang 2, I've been looking for a color to paint that for a while now. This is honestly one of the colors that it was originally going to be. So when Ford brought this back as a color, I had to get it. It was really one of the only colors that looked good, in my opinion, on these trucks, because with it being a regular cab, you can't get a lot of stuff. Colors are limited. The highest trim level you can get is an XLT. This one is. It's even worse on an XL. Color options are even less. That's really like the main thing now, especially. That's really the only thing you can customize on these trucks is the color. There's not a whole lot of other options you can get besides that. So with mine being an XLT, it does come with fog lights, chrome bumpers as well. It used to have a chrome grille on it. With it being a 23, all 23s will have the black accent package headlights. They don't have the chrome anymore. That's one way you can tell a 23 apart from the 21s and 22s. These wheels are off of an XLT, had no miles. The dealership that I work at, they have upgraded a few trucks over the years, so they had a few sets of these wheels on standby. Went ahead and purchased a set of those. With my truck being XLT, it also has the Bliss, which is actually pretty nice. Not a feature I thought that I would want, but I'm glad that I have now. Did the black appearance package badges. Also option for the Ford tonneau cover. Actually like this more than I thought I would. I think on the options list it was 590 bucks. It is a tri-fold, so it's a soft cover tri-fold. Thing I don't like about it though is when it's folded all the way up, you still have like this much of the tonneau cover left on here. So it's that much bed that you can't have anything on. Luckily it is easy to remove. It's two wing nuts that you take off and the thing will just lift off, which is really nice. And like I said, we did the grill as well. This is a Lariat grill. Obviously I did the black. Eventually we'll end up color matching this with the color matched bumpers. Also the black appearance package emblem on the front. Nothing too crazy there. So let's go on to the interior and we'll go over a few of the new things there. Door panels are a lot nicer than the previous generation. For those of you that are longtime viewers of the channel, you'll know that I had a 2018 XL F-150. I love that truck. Had it up until I traded that one in for this one. Has a lot more storage in the door than the older truck did. Obviously has the automatic wipers and everything. Truck is a little dirty, so do forgive me here, but let's hop in. Go ahead and fire it up quick. So this truck being an XLT, I did the 301A package, which gives you the power adjustable seats, 8-way or I think 10-way adjustable seats, the 8-inch productivity screen in the gauge cluster, as well as the 8-inch touchscreen, which is standard across all F-150s for 21 to 23. New for 24, if you are interested in getting 24, they will have the all-digital gauge cluster, as well as the screen, the 12-inch screen, which is really nice. Probably end up doing those upgrades at some point in the future. With my truck being a 301A, all trucks will have the cubby up here, as well as the 301As will have the additional 5th speaker up here. If it doesn't have that, this is just a big empty tray. My truck also has the cubby space there, and then obviously all trucks will have the glove box. Nothing too crazy. One thing worth noting, I did option for the interior work surface. I would heavily recommend against getting this unless you are using your truck as a work truck, whatever. Even as a work truck, like this isn't that nice in my opinion. That's what it does. There's no pictures for the regular cabs because you can't get a center console in a regular cab. There's no pictures of what this looks like. It's just a $220 option and that's all they tell you. There's no pictures of what it actually looks like. So that's kind of frustrating in my opinion. I would much rather have just a normal armrest here instead of the hard plastic. It's not that bad, but it is uncomfortable. I do a lot of driving in this truck, have this truck for almost 4 months now, and it has over 12,000 miles on it, so I do a lot of driving, as you might be able to tell. But yeah, that's what this ends up looking like. So if this is something that you like, by all means go ahead and get it, but from everybody that I've talked to, they don't like it either. So nothing too crazy there. With this being a 301A, my truck also has dual zone climate, which is really nice because the old lady gets kind of cold and I'm usually pretty hot. Apple CarPlay, wireless CarPlay as well. I don't use a wireless CarPlay, just not my flavor. I'm not really too crazy about it. I don't like how laggy it is, whatever, but it does have the wired CarPlay as well, which is really nice. Got a couple of charging ports here as well. Got the 12-volt round, a couple additional USBs, nothing too crazy there. One of the options I did employ to get was the trailer brake controller. This is really nice. It only beeped because I pressed it, but integrated trailer brake controller. I had this on my last truck and I loved it. Also got the 373 rear gear with the locking differential. Also have the auto darkening mirror, which is really nice. And then one thing my other truck didn't have was it has a sunglass holder, which is really cool. Has a little ambient lighting for some ambiance. So when it's dark, nice light glow over the interior, which is actually really nice in my opinion. One thing you also couldn't do with the previous trucks is you can turn the display off to like calm mode or off completely. Turn that back on. Productivity screen's basically the same as the previous truck. Nothing too crazy there. Now that we've gone over that, let's go over the drivetrain really quick. Go ahead and pop the hood. So the new updates for the 2021 F-150s was the Gen 4 Coyote. It drives basically the same as the previous truck did. Like I said, my old truck was a 2018 F-150 with a 5 liter. This being Gen 4, has cylinder deactivation, which is actually kind of nice. Does improve fuel economy. Haven't seen any long-term side effects of having that yet, but I'm sure those will come in the near future. With the cylinder deactivation, there is a couple design changes with the engine, nothing too crazy though. Belt-driven oil pump versus the standard crank-driven oil pump of yesteryear. Other than that, these trucks are pretty similar to the previous generation. When these trucks came out, Ford did advertise them as having 91% new parts, but for the trained eye, you can tell that there is a lot of recycled parts if it's not the same part as the previous year. Like the mounting points, everything the same. So while it is an updated part, still the basic same footprint as the previous trucks. If you don't believe me, gauge clusters are basically the same, pinouts are the same, mounting points are also the same, and obviously if you can't tell, the design's the same as well. The same 8-inch screen versus the mile per hour gauge as well as the RPM gauge. If you're like me, I was very worried when buying this truck. I was very concerned that I was going to be paying more money for essentially what was going to be the same truck. But take it from me, I can guarantee you I am so pleasantly surprised with the quality of this truck. It does have some creaks and rattles, nothing too crazy. You know, this isn't a $100,000 truck, but you do get what you pay for. Main thing that I can attest to that is pretty objective across everybody that I've talked to is that going from the previous generation to the current generation, there's a lot less NVH, a lot less road noise at highway speeds, which is really nice, a lot quieter on the inside of the truck. I will say that, so my previous truck was tuned with a Mustang manifold, E85 cat delete. It was a pretty quick truck. I will say that stock for stock, this truck is night and day better. This truck pulls a trailer almost effortlessly, whereas the previous truck did struggle a little bit up hills and stuff when I had the car on it, but it still was plenty capable of pulling a trailer. This one just does it that much better. Now that we've gone over the actual physical features of the truck, let's compare the window stickers. All right, so here we got the window stickers. The blue one on the right is the one from the 18. The green one on the left is from the 23. As I said before, there is a way to tell if the truck was special ordered. Clearly, if the window sticker is green, that means the vehicle is special ordered. If it's blue, that means that it was a stock unit. If it's red, that means that it's a Ford Performance vehicle. Caveat being, if you ordered a Ford Performance vehicle, the window sticker will still be red, it won't be green. So, like I said before, there is a pretty decent price difference between the two trucks for what I believe is a pretty similarly spec'd truck compared to the two. The 2018 was $38,700. The new truck was $55,002. I believe that when I ordered it, it was $51,995 or something like that. $50 price increase after I ordered it. Nothing too crazy there. As I said before, 2023 F-150 4x4 regular cab 5 liter, Same deal here, 18, F-150, 4x4 regular cab, 5 liter. Obviously, the main difference being between these two trucks is that one was an XL, this one's an XLT. So there is a little bit of a price difference there. So base price on the previous truck was $32,025. Base price on the new one was $44,500. I believe going with the XLT over the XL was only a $2,000 or $3,000 difference. I don't remember exactly offhand, but obviously some different options here. 5 liter became more expensive, about $400 more. With the XLT, you also get the, like I said, the 8-way driver's seat, electronic auto control temperature, which is the dual zone climate, and then Sirius XM. Never really ended up using that anyways. That being a $2,100 option over the 300A, which is the normal XLT. Base features are pretty similar between the two trucks, not too crazy there. Do I feel like between these two that you're getting a essentially, what is that, $14,000 better value with this truck? You're getting better value, yes, but I don't believe it's worth $14,000. There's not a lot of stuff that I added on past what this truck had to justify $14,000, but it's kind of the sign of the times. You can get a lower tier truck and pay less for it, but it's just kind of what it is at this point. And obviously, like I said, there are a few things that I added on that this truck doesn't have, not $10,000 worth though. So pricing, for my pricing with me working at a Ford dealership, you do get special pricing. I'm not going to go into specifics because I don't know if I'm allowed to do that or not. Just know that it was a considerable amount below invoice pricing. If you know what invoice pricing is, then you know what the answer. If you work at a Ford dealership, you know what it is. It's a decent bit. So real quick, I just wanted to go over the ordering process really fast. So like I said, I originally ordered this truck on June 5th. On June 8th, I got the VIN, which if you ever ordered a vehicle through Ford or really Ford, that is incredibly fast to get the VIN. It all depends upon how many allocations your dealership has and when the last time a truck was ordered. There's a lot that goes into it, but moral of the story, I got my VIN in 3 days, which ultimately moves the process along quite a bit. It usually takes a few weeks to get a VIN. So after you get the VIN is when you'll get your truck scheduled for the build. Originally on June 15th, that's when I got my build date. Tentatively, the original build date was scheduled for the week of July 17th, 2023. I got a few of these emails. The truck was never delayed per se. It's just the date of production got moved around a little bit. So like I said, originally it was the week of the 17th. The next email I got was 5 days later on June 20th, letting me know that the production date had been moved up to July 10th, the week of July 10th. On the 4th of July, I got another email letting me know that my production date had been moved back to July 17th. Then on July 11th, I got another email letting me know that the production date had been moved back to July 24th. Finally, on July 31st, I got the email letting me know that my truck had been built. So obviously working at a dealership, my salesman is really good with me. The dealership itself can see a lot more information than you, the consumer, can see. So they can see once the vehicle's built, they can see exactly where it is, when the last time it moved. So I've been checking with him. They can see not exactly where it's at in the production process, but they can see when it's finished. I believe it was finished 2 days before I got this email or something like that. So then after that, the truck sat in a rail yard for about 2 weeks. I believe it was, I think it had actually shipped on the 12th. I got an email on August 15th letting me know my vehicle was on its way. And then from there, the truck sat in a rail yard for, I want to say, a little over a week in Kansas City. That's where this truck was built. Sat in a rail yard in Kansas City, and then finally it started moving, sat in Chicago for a few days. And then I never really got an update after that. The last I had checked, we went home on the 23rd. It was still sitting there. I came in on the morning of the 24th and the truck was in the parking lot. As you might imagine, I was ecstatic. It's a pretty cool experience. I would heavily recommend it. Right now you hear the horror stories all the time of how long it's taking for people to get trucks and the delays and everything like that. I personally didn't experience that, and I know a lot of people don't. It's, obviously you only hear about the bad stuff because nobody tells you when things are going good, but they always tell you when things are going bad. So I personally would recommend it. A lot of the trucks that, especially regular cab trucks, a 4-wheel drive 5-liter truck is incredibly hard to find. Allegedly, dealerships can't order 4-wheel drive 5-liter trucks, regular cabs, to just use the stock units. They have to be special ordered for somebody. But yeah, I was ecstatic. I'm glad I ordered mine. I heavily recommend you order yours if you're looking at getting one of these trucks. That way it's yours. You personalize it to what you want it to be. Granted, with the 24s, there's not a lot of personalization, but still a pretty good experience, I would say. if you are looking for a regular cab, that's more than likely you're gonna have to do anyways, because trying to find one sitting on the lot is almost impossible. So when I was looking for this truck, we had looked anywhere within, I think, a 2,000 mile radius. The only trucks that would show up on the VIN tracker would be local trucks that were at dealerships that were Shelby dealerships. Ford doesn't have a way of knowing what trucks are Shelby trucks, so it'll show that there's tons of these trucks available, but they're all at dealerships that have gotten them from Shelby of America, because there's nothing in the VIN that distinguishes them as being a Shelby truck. So they show up on Ford's website that they're there and they're available in what the window sticker is, but the Ford window sticker doesn't correspond with how much, you know, what was done with it after the fact. So regardless of what it seems like, they are really hard to find. So yeah, that's where I stand on that. I heavily recommend ordering them. All right, there you guys. That's going to do it for this video. I do appreciate you guys checking this out, checking out the new truck. Obviously, a lot of exciting stuff to come with that and a lot of the other projects we got going. As for the plans with this truck, I'm not really sure what we're going to do with it yet. I would kind of like to make it fast, do a little bit of hot rodding with it, but as of right now, the tuning is a little bit tricky to get a hold of, so I'm not really sure what's going to happen there. But if that is something that interests you, I do recommend subscribing to the channel. If you have any comments, questions, leave a comment down below. If you like the video, and please do subscribe if you want to find your way back. That's going to do it for this video, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Y'all take care now.